Welcome guys! In my recent video on how to win the final 1 vs 1, many people noticed that in almost all of my wins, I'm using the M16A4. This is no coincidence, and this guide will tell you why I think you should use the M16A4 more. In this video I will go over the following topics: the most important stats, the best attachments, how to incorporate the M16A4 in your gameplay, and why you should use the M16A4. Starting out with the most important stats of the M16A4, and these are an astounding 900 meters per second bullet velocity, making it the fastest assault rifle of them all. A burst mode which can fire 3 bullets in only 0.17 seconds, which is also the fastest fire rate of any assault rifle. For comparison, the AKM will require 0.3 seconds to fire 3 bullets, which is 2 times slower than the M16A4. In this example, it took me 0.2 seconds to kill a player using burst mode. Do note that there's a 0.075 seconds cooldown between the bursts, but that's still so little that you will barely notice it. When clicking in single fire mode, you can reach a maximum of 13 shots per second, but that would obviously require that you were able to click your mouse 13 times in 1 second, which is incredibly hard. I can only maintain 8.4 clicks per second when holding my mouse in a normal grip. Moving on to attachments. The M16A4 has 3 attachment slots, and these are a scope, a muzzle, and a magazine attachment. Now, I feel the strongest setup for this rifle overall is using a red dot, a flash hider, and an extended quick draw mag. While the choice of the magazine is obvious, I will need to explain a little more regarding naming the flash hider and the red dot the best attachment slots for their respective positions. Regarding my choice of muzzle attachment, I am naming the flash hider as the best one. This is because I'm only comparing it to the compensator. If you get a suppressor, you should always use that, as the reduction in noise is incredibly overpowered and should always be prioritized. The flash hider is superior to the compensator on this weapon simply due to the general application of the M16A4. Most of the time you will be shooting in single fire mode, and here the recoil is already so low and incredibly easy control that you simply don't need the extra benefit to recoil that the compensator provides. Always pick the flash hider, as it easily brings enough benefit to the recoil, but it will also reduce your muzzle flash significantly, making you far harder to spot, which is super helpful. You will be in burst mode when in close range battles, and still here you will be fine with a flash hider attachment. And now to the scope. I picked the red dot as the best scope for this weapon. I've played entire matches and won only using this weapon with a red dot. The reason being that the weapon is highly versatile and works well in battles from 0 to 300 meters with a red dot. This is also where the vast majority of your shooting should take place. The red dot is superior to the holographic due to having your vision less obstructed, and it is also superior to the 2x scope because you're able to zoom almost as much as the 2x scope when holding your hold breath button. I do however realize that the choice of close range scope is also preference based, so if you feel better using a 2x or holographic, then that is perfectly fine and you shouldn't worry much about that. For long-range battles, the M16A4 is also highly effective. Due to its high bullet velocity of 900 meters per second and being the assault rifle with the fastest bullet velocity, it can also serve well when used for sniping. Put a 4x or an 8x scope on it and you've pretty much gotten yourself a designated marksman rifle. But always have your red dot equipped and swap to your selected long-range scope when engaging in long-range fights. Okay, so how do we incorporate the M16A4 in our gameplay? Well, incorporating the M16A4 in your gameplay is actually easy because it's a powerful weapon in both close and long-range situations. But in order to do well with it, you must be able to click relatively fast, as single fire mode will be your most commonly used firing mode by far. When you get comfortable with switching firing mode between single and burst fire, and you learn to trust a burst fire more for close combat, you basically get a free-for-all weapon slot in your secondary slot, which could be used for anything between a crossbow and an AWM. In the end though, you can also keep it in your secondary weapon slot with an 8x scope smacked on it and use it as a designated marksman rifle while keeping your primary weapon slot open for an auto-fire weapon. Why should you use the M16A4? You should use it because it's easy to find and it's a very common drop. It doesn't require a lot of attachment, making it easy to max out to its full potential. It has the highest bullet velocity of all the assault rifles, making hitting moving targets very easy and gives a low bullet drop. The 1:100 rule is actually designed around a 900 meters per second bullet velocity, making it perfect with the M16A4. It also has the fastest firing rate of all assault rifles in burst mode, making it incredibly deadly at close range. The recoil in single fire mode is super low, making it easy to kill targets when using some fast clicking. A last thing before we end this video, I will put a link to a random click speed tester in the description below. If you're up for it, write in a comment below your average clicks per second when holding your mouse like you would in a normal game. If you're able to keep this over 6 clicks per second, then you should be absolutely fine clicking with the M16A4. Now that's all I had for you guys in this video. I hope you liked it and let me know if you would like more weapon guides like this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.